After 8 years of verbal begging, I, 27F, resorted to writing a note. Gave it to husband, 28M, on Monday, and he hasn't talked to me since. I think that means marriage is over and I should leave. He says I'm never happy and being overreacting. Context: husband, 28M, and I, 27F, got together July 2016 when we were 18 and got pregnant in January 2017. Married November 2018. It has always been a constant problem that if I don't start a conversation with him, we don't talk. He really only touches me when he wants sex. If I don't plan childcare and dates, we don't go. He is 350 plus pounds, so a lot of the stuff I like to do, roller staking, coasters, kayaking, etc., he either cannot do or will not do because it's too hot. He likes to do 3D printing and plays video games. I've been begging and begging. Usually I will beg and cry for 2 weeks. He will ignore me or tell me he'll make changes, and then things will go back to how they always are. Our children are 8 and 4. He's been a stay-at-home dad for the past 5 years because he told me if he had to go back to work, he'd kill himself. I picked up all financial burden and constantly begged him for help, but he told me nothing he did would ever make as much as I make, so it's not worth it. Not once in those 5 years did he take the kids to the park or the zoo or anything. I just forced him to get a job a month ago, and now all he talks about is how nice his coworkers are. He makes 3D prints for them and even baked them cookies. I planned a date for us to go see a movie, arranged childcare, and picked the movie/time. He drove. We used a gift card to pay. Watched movie, came home and played video games and went to sleep. The next day, I asked him if he ever plans on taking me on a date, and he said, "We just went on one yesterday." I started to cry and told him he makes me feel bad, and he just stared at me. I took my stuff downstairs and he got ready for bed and went to sleep. I wrote and printed this out the next day and left it for him. The letter basically says that I love him, but that he's breaking my heart and making me feel lonely and ignored, and it's negatively affecting me mentally and physically, and that if he wants us to work, he needs to find us a counselor. He hung up the note on the wall next to his bed, but hasn't said a word to me, won't even look at me. All he did was text me, "Turn your work camera back on," and then drove by my work with the kids to see if Mommy was there. When I confronted him about why he didn't respond, he said, "You didn't ask me to respond," and that I've done zero self-reflection and don't think about what I'm doing that could cause him to treat me this way. He says I only want to be loved the way that I want. Dates, meaningful conversation, non-screen time related activities, and that I don't care about what he does do to show me love, being here and being faithful. And that should be enough for me, and I'm overreacting and asking for too much. Am I asking for too much? We're 28 now, and I've never actually been on a date I didn't plan. He also never bought me a wedding ring. I bought it myself. Am I holding on to something that's already dead? I told him if he's interested in saving our marriage, he will make effort to find us a marriage therapist to show me he wants us to work out, but he's not interested. TLDR, husband of 8 years never takes me on dates or touches me unless he wants sex. I gave him a letter expressing that I'm sad and things need to change, and he hasn't talked to me since. Update. Thank you for all your comments. Messaged husband and asked if he was willing to go to couples therapy and what days would be good for him. He told me he can't do this right now and that he has too much on his plate at work. He just started a month ago to deal with our marriage issues. Later, when he was home and I was at work, I texted and I asked him if he thought our marriage was worth saving. He started talking about how my camera still wasn't turned on and telling me to turn it on again, and I said, no, it's a liability. Then he sent this. It's a liability for you to not have it on. That's wild to even say. I'm not watching sessions, but the studio should always be monitored minus something revealing, maybe. Again, it's only turned off when you have issues with me, so zero chance that's a liability problem. You asked for separation, you wanted that. You wrote it down, you keep doing it. You removed yourself from our bed. Again, you keep doing it. I've been here and always have. I don't meet your standard. You have this week, so you remove yourself. Then try to sidestep your own accountability. Why do you think I said what I did in November? He told me he didn't love me anymore, but then took it back and said he didn't mean it. Eventually this shit gets to a point of not caring and waiting till it's the last time. That's up to you. You're the one doing it. Yet, you keep saying you don't believe in leaving. while still being the one doing it. So obviously he does not love me and is just waiting for me to leave, but doesn't want to be the bad guy. I'm not going to keep enabling him and setting this kind of example for our daughters anymore. I talked to our landlord and negotiated our lease down to 6 months, found a place to move in August, and will be leaving. He is not going to change, and it's unfair for me to keep asking. Time to be my own person and heal. I am going to get both my children into therapy as well as myself to handle the transition.